Second level Iman faith has 70-odd branches, the highest of which is the declaration that there is no God worthy of worship but Allah, and the lowest of which is the removal of what is harmful from the way, and modesty is a branch of faith. Its pillars are 6, to believe in Allah, His angels, His books, His messengers, the last day, and destiny, the pleasant and unpleasant aspects thereof. The proof of these 6 pillars is the saying of Allah Almighty, "It is not righteousness to turn your faces towards the east or the west, but righteousness is to believe in Allah, the last day, the angels, the scriptures, and the prophets." Surat al-Baqarah 177. The proof of belief in destiny is the saying of Allah Almighty, "Indeed, we have created everything according to a determined measure." Surat al-Qamar 49. Third level, Ihsan, benevolence, and it has 1 pillar. It is to worship Allah as if you could see Him. If you do not see Him, He sees you. The proof is the saying of Allah Almighty, "Indeed, Allah is with those who fear Him and those who do good." Surat An-Nahl 128, and His saying, "And put your trust in the Almighty, the Most Merciful, who sees you when you stand up for prayer, and your movements among those who prostrate. Indeed, He is the All-Hearing, the All-Knowing." Surat Ash-Shu'ara 217-220. And His saying, "Whatever matter you, O Prophet, may be engaged in, and whatever portion of the Quran you may recite, and whatever deed you, O people, may do, except that we are a witness over you when you are engaged in it." Surat Yunus 61. The proof from the Sunnah is the famous Hadith of Gabriel that is narrated on the authority of Umar ibn al-Khattab. May Allah be pleased with him. Once we were sitting in the company of the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, when there appeared a man dressed in extremely white clothes and having dark black hair. No signs of travel fatigue appeared on him, and he was not known to any one of us. He sat down facing the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, leaning his knees against his knees and placing his palms over his thighs, and said, "O Muhammad, tell me about Islam." He replied, "To testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, and that Muhammad, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, is the messenger of Allah, to perform the obligatory prayers, pay zakah, observe fasting of Ramadan, and perform hajj, if you can afford the journey." Gabriel said, "You have spoken the truth." We were surprised to see that he had asked him, and then confirmed the correctness of the answer. He then inquired, "Tell me about Iman." The Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, "It is to believe in Allah, His angels, His books, His messengers, the last day, and in destiny with its bad and good aspects." He said, "You have spoken the truth." He then inquired, "Tell me about Ihsan." He replied, "It is to worship Allah as if you can see Him, and if you do not see Him, He sees you." He inquired, "Tell me about the hour." The Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, replied, "I have no more knowledge thereof than you." He said, "Tell me about its signs." He, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, "When a bondwoman gives birth to her own master, and when you find the barefooted, naked, poor shepherds competing one another in the construction of high buildings." Then he departed. The Messenger of Allah kept silent for a while. Then he said, "O Umar, do you know who the questioner was?" We replied, "Allah and His Messenger know best." The Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, "This was Gabriel. He came to teach you your religion."